So the other day, I made a video talking about all the armor in SoulSteel, and in that video, I kind of gave a basic overview of the basic weapons that SoulSteel gives you, and that you can craft right at this anvil right over here. And each of these have their own abilities that you can unlock when you hit loyalty level 25. I want to try them out for myself. And so I spoke words that no SoulSteel players ever spoke before. What if I just max out every weapon? Well, unfortunately, that's not this video, but I have upgraded every weapon to actually be able to see what all their abilities do. So if you guys enjoy this and find it helpful at all, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. To do this, I started over from scratch. That means starting with the very first weapons that the game gave me, the halberd axe as well as the poison blade. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of refreshing to be able to go back and just kind of see what they did. So for the poison blade, you get an ability called Envenom as well as Toxic Cloud. So the Envenom, it just kind of gives a poison burst. You can see as well, the poison blade does a poison tick to the enemies also. And then Toxic Cloud just kind of emits toxic gas everywhere. And the very first upgrade that you get from the poison blade is flying toxin on the basic attacks, which you saw in the gameplay. But you can see the kind of wall I was running into. It couldn't just be loyalty levels, no. You really need what's called caged soul hero, which is essentially soul essence, but in crafted form. So at the spawn in this potion shop over here, you can craft it right over here. But I realized this is actually going to be a bit of a challenge because every caged hero costs 3 soul essence. That means I would need like 24 souls for each weapon. I had to find a solution. And it's called boosters. Actually, what I did was called an expert because I was a little bit out of my depth. And I knew there was someone that knew a little bit more about mining souls than I did. Guys, this is Chris. He found this crazy solution to be able to grind the delivery quest to get maximum soul essence. You can see right now at the end point when there's no supplies here. Chris, why are we here?
You have to click the box before, like, whenever a delivery starts, you have to actually click the box.
And look at this. Are we about to get the supplies right now? Low key?
Yeah, we got 2 soul essence right there.
But yeah, so Chris essentially found a method where you can do the quest before it actually starts by joining it and memorizing where the endpoint and grabbing the supplies and even using the teleporter in the hotbar to get back to the base camp a little bit quicker. Intended game design? I'm not quite sure. Chris, people are going to be wondering, how did we actually join each other? Because that's like my most top comment is, how do I join friends on SoulSteel?
Apparently just have a guy in a banana outfit, a pizza slice, and there you go. Be able to just join each other's lobbies.
We've never like not gone the same server, and it's kind of funny. Alright, so we're going to warp back.
Maybe that's the new food combo.
The food combo? You're a banana, I'm a pizza.
Yeah, banana pizza, man.
This might be fixed in the future, but like, disclaimer, I didn't get all my souls like this, but like every time you get a supply run, you can sometimes get more soul essence. I think I have enough caged soul hero to get me to level 25, and it's about time too, because while I was crafting, the seasons literally changed in front of my eyes. The reason I'm only going to 25 is because all the next upgrades cost what's called soul catalyst. And honestly, I would do that, except people expect a video from me at least sometime in the next year. So Arcane halberd is going to give you 2 things. It's going to give you the death blast, and it's going to give you the invigorating shout. You might have heard that shout from some of your runs before. And for the starter weapon, I think like the lesser of the 2 between this one and the actual poison blade. And it does sometimes give you these stacked hits, which you can see. You can see above the heads of the skeletons, the ×1. Yeah, it literally one taps with the ability, which is kind of what makes it pretty good. I'm sure if you actually max this one, it actually gets a lot better. But for the abilities it does, I think it's pretty good. I saw a lot of comments asking me about which runes that I use. And while I am in the middle of crafting all these to find out what every single one of these actually does, these are the runes that I have found to be most important. So I have the Faded Rune of Wisdom, which adds mana. I have the Strong Rune of Wisdom, which adds mana. And I have the Strong Rune of Enlightenment, which, you guessed it, also adds mana. Plus mana regen. One might say I am mana maxing, If you don't know what mana is, little blue bar down here, essentially what it does is if you're about to use an ability, which are the OP things that you get for leveling up your weapons, takes from that bar. So you can see it just kind of took about 50 from that bar. And the faster that bar regens, the faster you can actually use these abilities. The next one I did was the Burning Warhammer, and it's mostly because of these animations that made me want to try it. We just go in the dungeon here and tap on some low-level enemies. I personally love the bonking animation, but these are the abilities you get. So you get what's called Flame Burst, and you get Inner Flame. So Flame Burst is exactly what it says. And then Inner Flame, it's kind of like a little buff little cloud that goes around you. It's kind of a passive ability. You can do damage to like low level enemies. Next up we have arguably one of my favorite weapons to grind, which was the Thunder Battle Axe. It has a passive ability called Whirlwind, which literally hits the enemies for you. You can see I'm doing literally nothing and I just got all that. This might be the best weapon in the game. And then you also get what's called Static Rush. Kind of just zaps the enemies. But when you do that and stack it on top of the whirlwind damage, it is pretty OP versus high level enemies. Paired up with the wisdom ruins that I showed you earlier, you can just keep getting whirlwinds over and over and over again. Next we got the Sword of Gust. Any Sword of Gust users in the chat? Because if there is, they would know that this weapon's actually pretty good once you get to the higher grades. You can see at loyalty 25, this basically is a one-tap kill weapon on all low-level enemies, which to be quite frank is pretty typical. But it gives you what's called an atmospheric slam, along with a, oh well that's awkward, a Noxcrew twister vortex. But basically, it's gonna drop twisters on the ground and it's just tornadoes everywhere. It's awesome. And then the atmospheric slam, essentially, it's just a big wind charge that just slams on the ground. And finally, we have my least favorite weapon to grind, which was the Crackling Spear. I literally had to get it to loyalty 25 for it to like one-shot these level 3s. The abilities just don't do much unless the enemies are like right up close to you. That was a lightning strike and it didn't even kill this. Like, look at that. That was a full ability strike to that. Let's do it again. That was the second one. Did it even do anything? I'm not sure. But yeah, sorry for the Crackling Spear enjoyers. I don't see the satisfaction in grinding this weapon. And no, I didn't forget the Burning Dagger. This is the only weapon I have maxed currently. It actually gives you what's called a Flame Burst, which is similar to the Burning Hammer. And then it also gives you Immolation. And it's so high tier for me right now that I can pretty much one-tap anything. Yeah, so this ability goes pretty much everywhere, and then this one's more like a forward-facing ability. It really isn't my favorite weapon, and grinding new weapons has made the game a little bit more fun for me. If you guys enjoyed and you want to see more content like this, or if it helped you at all, please make sure to leave a like on this. Let me know which weapon you guys think you're gonna main or are maining, and yeah, subscribe.